Looking good.
Hi, everyone. I'll give you all a minute to start straggling in. This is Marcy here with NYNA and PNS and Notary Life, all of the things. For this particular video, I will be the talking head. I am well prepared for Halloween. So that is this for me. I am very excited to have Megan and Terry from Notary Hub. Welcome. It's so great to have the two of you here today.
Thank you
Thank
for having
you.
us, Marcy.
Yes. Now, Megan, are you going to share your screen? Do you need me to give you
Yes,
ability to do that, or are you able to pull it
I
up?
think I got it.
Oh, it's
Am I
coming through.
sharing?
It's
Perfect.
coming. You are sharing. We love that. So anyone who's done a webinar with us before, you know I love if you put your questions into the Q&A, and I will jump in every once in a while and ask us questions if you have any. Certainly we'll have time at the end for any open questions as well, and feel free to chat amongst yourselves. But I know you love hearing me talk all the time. Today I'm going to step out a minute and I'm going to let Megan and Terry have a chat. So turning it right over to you guys.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's get started here. Welcome, everybody. We are so thrilled to be here with you today. We are excited to explore the future of remote online notarization. The notary profession is evolving faster than ever, and at Notary Hub, our mission has always been to help you stay ahead of the curve. In today's session, we want to share some of the newest features that we've built to make your business stronger, your workflow smoother, and your signings more secure. We'll talk about how AI is reshaping Ron, both the opportunities it creates and some of the ethical responsibilities that it brings. As leaders in digital notarization, we believe that technology should empower, not replace you, the notary. That's why every innovation we release is designed with your experience in mind, smarter tools, intuitive scheduling, and the trusted support you need to build a thriving modern notary business. So, whether you're brand new to Ron or you're an experienced professional, Terry and I really hope that you leave today inspired, informed, and confident about the future we're building together. So, let's move along here, shall we? All right, so for today's agenda, we're going to start with kind of who is Notary Hub and what are we about? Then we're going to go through the list of what's new since we've spoken with you all last. I think it's been nearly a year, Terry and Marcy. And then we're going to look ahead at what has happened in 2025 with Ron and what that means for you. We're going to discuss AI, the opportunities and the risks of that, and then some of the ethics that go along with that. And finally, we're going to wrap it up just to give you some fun tips and tricks with calendars and scheduling tools and different ways that you can run your business to be more efficient and make more money because that's what we all want, right? All right, so I'm going to throw it over to Terry, who is going to let you guys know. By the way, I am Megan Garrow. I know Marcy already introduced us. I'm a director here at Notary Hub, and I just am a notary nerd in general. And that's kind of my my main description. So I'll toss it to Terry to tell you a little bit more about Notary Hub.
I love that. Thanks, Megan, for the intro, and again, thanks, Marcy, for inviting us and including us to speak with your amazing community. You, Marcy, and all of your communities, you do such an incredible job educating notaries and empowering notaries, and that's really who we are. So I'm Terry Robinson, the CEO and founder of Notary Hub, and I just wanted to give you some background about, who I am and who we are and how we came about. So I've been in the notary space for over 30 years, a notary myself for that long. And my kids remind me all the time, like, you're that old, Dad. So yeah, that's me. I own a company I call my legacy company where we help notaries become and renew their notaries with the bond and the E&O insurance and the stamps and all the supplies that traditional notaries require to perform, traditional notarizations. And, over the last 5, 6 years, as Ron has become legal in almost every state now, our customers were asking us, how do we do this Ron thing, right? So it really, became evident that we wanted to continue to be full service to our notaries across the country not just with the traditional supplies, but to create a platform that really is thinking about notaries. And so that's how we were born, that's how we've evolved, and that's how we continue to grow with notaries in mind. Obviously, signers are important. We're thinking about the signer and user experience, but I think about all the things that notaries go through, even just to become and renew a notary, dealing with the Secretary of State, whether it's in New York or whatever state you're joining us from today, there's so many hoops to jump through. And what we thought about is how can we make the RON process, joining a platform with so many hoops to jump through, simplified and bundled all in a one-stop shop, again, thinking about notaries. So what you'll find is when you choose to join Notary Hub, we have a very intuitive onboarding process where each of the onboarding steps will walk you and guide you through all of the steps that it takes to become legal and live as a remote online notary. So all the questions you're thinking about, we've got you. So we've really taken a lot of time to make sure that that is user friendly with all the tools that you need. Our subscriptions to join Notary Hub, our mission is really to empower notaries and to be the most approachable, affordable platform out there. We believe that every traditional notary, there's 4.5 million of us in this country. So we really want it to be something that all of us have access to. It should be something that we all have in our tool belt, not just the remote piece. I think we're all aware of that, during COVID, but it's the digital piece too. There's no more printing paper, notarizing, scanning it back. Oh, my gosh. And obviously that's never going to fully go away, but we're noticing those trends. We're growing, we're seeing more transactions occur in the RON space. So again, thank you for joining today. That's a little bit of a spiel, of who we are, and I'll continue to share that. But the other thing I just want to say is, coming from the notary space, we all sometimes feel that we're in the way at a transactional point as notaries. Oh my gosh, we want to buy this home and we have to go see the notary, or whatever the case may be where a notarization is required. And we recognize you, the notary, and how important you are in the space that you're providing services to your constituents. So we welcome you, and we can't wait to share some of the new tools and features that we've been working on over the last year since we've last spoken. So welcome aboard.
I loved all of that, every bit of it. And as Megan said, and I know I said Megan earlier, and I'm so sorry for mispronouncing your name. That's
Oh, it's
typical. I love.
Megan. No, you're right.
Right?
It's
Oh,
Megan.
good. Did I
Yeah.
say it correctly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank goodness. She called herself a notary nerd. And I think for most of us, we are notary nerds, right? Who are on the call or who are watching this later. So I take that as a badge of honor. And I hope that you all do too. And what I love about Terry, and then I'm going to let him take this back, is that Terry and I talked for a couple of years now. I think we've been back and forth and had conversations about other things. And what I love most is that our philosophy regarding notaries and notary work is so similar, and that we're really here for and about the notaries. I know it doesn't always feel that way because there are rules and regulations and other things that happen out there. So I guess I just want to say, to the notaries who are listening to this, realize that a lot of these really good, reputable companies really are here for you. But just like you have rules and regulations and things that you have to do, so do they. So I'm going to turn back over to Terry. I just wanted to give my little commercial there quite quickly.
No, and I love that you said that, because we're just a little bit passionate about notaries, aren't we, Marcy?
Tiny bit.
And Megan, so
And normally
just
we
a
can
little
ramble
bit.
on for hours, but we're
Yeah.
not going to. That's why I'm not talking today. I am going to be in the background. Otherwise, this will never end. So I'm going to turn it back over to you two.
No, it's great, and I think I'm gonna let Megan continue, as we talk about some of the new features, but a couple other things I just want to highlight. So again, with the onboarding steps where I left off, we also have a 24/7 test session environment where once you're onboarded, it empowers our notaries to invite a friend, invite a family member to a test session to practice. So before you go live, you can not only, get comfortable with our tools, but really get a sense of, if you're not already a professional Ron, or even if you are, it's just a great space to practice in a practice session. Obviously, it's not a real notarization, but it really gives you that sense and feel so that when you are in a live session, you can feel super confident and empowered with what you're doing.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, Marcy, I love that you said that. I think all of us would say, like, I wasn't in kindergarten saying I want to be a notary when I grow up. And that's what I love about the notary community is you do have such a unique group of people and perspectives and lifestyles and the way everybody comes together to be supportive. There isn't a lot of division. It's just such a feeling of a beautiful community that um I got here and I'm like, oh, I'm never leaving. You guys are stuck with me for sure.
We need to change the narrative. We need more youngins to say, I want to be a
Mhm.
notary when I grow up. I'm not sure how to make that happen. Maybe that'll be
I
our
don't
next big
know.
project, but that is what we need to do. Notary should be up there with
Yes,
fireman,
yes.
ballerina, attorney, doctor, all the
And
things.
not like to make six figures as a side hustle, but to build because you are an empathetic, compassionate, intelligent human who loves people and process and all the beautiful benefits of it, right? It's so much more than that
I
side
hear
hustle.
I hear a collaboration coming along in the new year.
Well, and I even talk about this too. I mean, the to really simplify it, we're notary publics, not notary
Mhm.
privates. So we're serving the public. And so,
Mhm.
if we're good humans and we're treating our signers in a beautiful way, that's the gift that we are as notaries to really treat those people on a transaction that's super meaningful in their life, most likely that, we're providing that service. And so we're notary publics. We're servants to serve the public. So yeah, I love this. We need more friendly people like everyone here.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly. We're awesome. All right. Oh man, this was going to be so much more fun. I think Zoom may have taken away my automations on my slides, so I'm going to apologize. These were supposed to come in one at a time and be more exciting, but so I apologize. So I'm just going to go through this list of features that we have released since we last spoke to you guys. The first one is guest signing for invited signers, and this came because there were some signers, we'd get feedback from notaries that would say, my signers can't figure out the two-factor authentication. They're having a hard time getting an account set up. And it just was kind of a sticky point. And we were like, well, it's more convenient for the notary and the signer if they have an account on Notary Hub. That is true. You will have access to more features and a little more flexibility. However, this guest feature is super helpful to the notary and the signer. So you no longer have to create an account on Notary Hub to join a session. So if you invite a guest, they can simply go straight to the signing with a go to signing link that they'll be emailed. No registration or passwords are required to do that, and they can be immediately scheduled, which is awesome. You can do a flex session. The links never expire. So it's just really helpful for those signers that just have kind of a harder time and want to get in and out and they're impatient, whatever. We want to give you more and more tools to create a flexible environment where you're not saying, oh, I know this is hard for you, but you have to do this and there's no other way. And we just want to help you be more flexible in your business. So that is a very exciting feature. We have enhanced ID verification guidance. This also is so helpful for you guys as the notary, because what would happen is and we'll talk about this later, the ID verification is just going to keep getting more intense for signers. It is what it is. It's through the birth of AI and everything. We have to make sure this is really who it is. And this is to protect you, the notary. So we are making these, we're following the legal guidelines, or we're making this, very hard to verify your ID because we want you to be real. That being said, there can be some sticky points for signers to really understand what this process looks like. So we now include a visual experience and examples for the signer to make really clear on-screen tips for uploading ID photos, selfies, your lighting, here's how you hold things. And we kind of created this really nice guide that's a visual that pops up on the screen for your signer. So that ultimately reduces in the failed attempts and it improves the user confidence as they go through the process and just reduces some of that frustration and toil around ID verification. So that's been awesome. The next thing that we have that we're really excited about is open office hours. And this was birthed out of Notary Hub is growing and we love it and it's exciting. But we really want to be able to serve notaries and be there for you guys and answer your questions. And we can't always answer the phone right when you call. So this is for open office hours. We have twice a week. We have Tuesday mornings, 7 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. EST. So 10 a.m. for you New Yorkers. And then Thursday is 6:30 p.m. EST. So we kind of have a morning and an evening session for you guys every week. We have someone from our support team on there. It's a live Zoom call. We have the links on our website. We've emailed them out to you. Very easy to find in your account on Notary Hub. But what this is for you to access our team directly. So whether that's if you have questions that come up when you're in signings, make a list of questions, pop on and ask them. If you want to do a practice session with our team and say like, I'm just not super confident, can you help me? It's a great place to do that. We're always there. You can count on that. So this isn't for like an immediate need, but this is for just figuring things out. And it's a great opportunity to be in the room, also to hear other notaries asking their questions and working through their issues. We're better together. And so these meetings are really good as for our community to come together. And you will always have a notary hubber there to help you work through stuff. So it's been great.
Super excited about this feature because we don't charge for it. People, this is a service we provide. We really, again, are coming from wanting to empower notaries to feel comfortable and understand exactly what you're doing on our platform. And what you'll also notice is our people at Notary Hub, just as Megan is smiling and super friendly, every time you reach out to any of our staff, you're gonna feel the love. We wrap our arms around you and we listen. And all these features, I will say, are coming from the fact that we listen to our community and to our subscribers. We listen, we build, and we deploy. So don't ever hesitate to reach out with suggestions. There's no such bad thing. Likely we already have it on our roadmap, but if not, we'll put it on there and we'll build it and we'll turn it live. So office hours has been great because it allows us to scale. And what I love about it is that community feel where people are all in there together.
Perfect. Thank you. I am also going to, I was using that time while you were talking to, I'm going to go to
I can keep
my
chatting.
other view so I can have my automations
Yeah, yeah.
on my deck. All right, cool. And I'm going to go back and share again here. Okay. Sorry about that, Marcy.
No, you're fine.
All
But I
right.
also want to confirm that Notary Hub is MISMO certified, correct? And it's an
Yes.
important
Yes,
thing to put out there. Great.
Yep.
that's
And we
right.
will
Yeah.
discuss that as well. But yes, Notary Hub is
Perfect.
NISMO certified.
I just wanted
Exactly.
to fill that little bit of space, but can I ask, for the sessions that you have twice a week, are those recorded and stored somewhere, or no, are they just live and they kind
Yeah,
of
they're
go?
just live. We don't want to
Okay,
record for a few reasons, mainly MPI or if somebody
sure.
pulls up their screen and asks questions. This is just a live, come get help. We will have quarterly webinars and we will start to record things to either watch on our website when you have time and our gatherings or specific trainings, but these are just open office hours that can
Awesome. I
be
just wanted to
wild, wild
clarify that.
west. Yeah,
All right, I'm turning it back over to you.
awesome. Okay, next is our enhanced video tutorial experience. So we now have a progress tracking system that adds visual checkboxes besides each tutorial video. So notaries can see what they've completed and manually mark videos as done. And that really, we just wanted to simplify your self-paced learning. It's really important to us that you feel equipped and prepared. And so preparing yourself for success is the key to mastering raw signings. We don't intuitively know how to do these. We need training and we need reps. And so that's what this is really about. And we really believe that preparation leads to confidence, and confidence leads to smooth signings, which results in happy repeat customers. So don't leave anything to chance and become your own expert. We provide you all the tools you need, and we're constantly, with your feedback, making them even more convenient and easier. So, all right. This is an awesome one that notaries have really liked. We've gotten great feedback on this. We now allow you to reorder your documents when you're in the signing session. So you can drag and drop documents to set the presentation order either before or even during a session. And then the tab order and the participant view will automatically update to match. And that just ensures a smoother signing and you can do it. Again, we're trying to give you flexibility, and that's one of these great features that gives you that.
And again, that one is just, let's say you have 5 different documents that are uploaded in a session, and the order that you upload them may be different than the way you want to have them signed. And so again, it's just that ease of feature to just move them around. And again, it's all everybody's seeing everything live. So the signer is seeing what you're seeing on your screen.
Yeah. All right, next we have you can invite participants with SMS text messages. So it used to just be you could only send an email, but now we have added a text message as well for an invite. So it improves the communication speed and flexibility when participants just prefer that quick text message for a notification. A caveat, I want to tell you this does not work for guest signers. It's a great form of communication for those who have a Notary Hub account. So again, this is one of those features that you can take advantage of if you have that Notary Hub account. So before the signing, it's always good practice to encourage your signers, hey, create an account days before. You don't have to do it right before you're signing. And then you can take advantage of some of these great communication tools and features that we've released.
And to create an account, just to make sure we're all on the same page, it's really simple. You
Yeah, it's not
enter
hard.
your email address and create a password. We're not asking for a credit card or anything like that. That's really all it is to create an account with a username and password.
Yeah, yes, I'm being dramatic. It is not difficult, but there are signers that
Don't want to do that.
will
Yeah.
feel like that's difficult. So again, flexibility, right? All right. Our next is enhanced video session experience. So now we have required camera access to be set up before joining. And so that kind of prevents connection delays. And then after finalizing the documents, there are no more. So it would have like a really abrupt ending. You'd like sign the documents, it's like bye. And then setting up was kind of clunky in the beginning. So we've kind of smoothed that out, right? We've said, okay, let's get camera access going before we move on. And that's a more seamless experience. And then at the end of your signing, we give you 60 seconds to wrap it up, have a final conversation. And so your video doesn't just cut you off. And so we just remove some of that anxiety of feeling like you have to move quickly through the process. You can take a beat, make sure that everything is good before you finish that session. All right, next we have improved visibility during signing. So this came from notaries providing us feedback of saying like, I don't know what my signers are doing and I don't know how to instruct them and guide them through the process. So we took that feedback. We said, yep, that sounds terrible. We want you to know what's going on so you can provide that level of service that you want to. So notaries can now view which page each signer is currently on the participant panel that we've given you. So it just enables you as the notary to better guide your signer, especially during complex multi-page sessions. It can get a little confusing if you have multi-signers, multi-pages. This allows you to, again, we want you to be as informed as possible to provide that highest level of service during your signings. We want you to look good because when you look good, we look good. All right. Next, this is a great one. If anybody has, tried to figure out their certificate for digital signing, it can sometimes be frustrating. So we are going to continue to iterate on this process, but we have some new updates since we've chatted last. We have more clear workflows for renewing your SSL. through our website. So Notary Hub has partnered with SSL, and what that means for you as a digital certificate and why we chose them to partner with is it is a cloud-based certificate. And we are really excited about that because that means for you, you can notarize anywhere. Right? You don't have to be on your desktop home machine like your other certificates that have to be stored on your machine. So that was one really exciting thing. And it was kind of the future of certificates. So we wanted to offer that to you first. So we partnered with them and we're just trying to make that process as easy as possible, give you really clear instructions. But even your IdenTrust digital certificate, we've built guides to help guide you through that, how to do your QR code scanning, your PIN setup, just all the step-by-step for enrollment. We want you to be as informed as possible. So again, we've improved it and we will continue to improve upon it. And we really welcome your feedback as you work with Notary Hub on your certificate management. Let us know, what are your sticking points? We're going to continually work to make that better for you.
And this came out of the idea of notaries have so many hoops to jump through, all the pieces to be compliant with Ron. So this X509 signing certificate is what encrypts and locks the documents at the end of a session. So that document can't be tampered with. And what I love about this and the laws behind it is in a traditional session, those pieces of paper that you notarize leave the table, and any bad actor can change what was just notarized, and then it's he said, she said. So this X509 signing certificate, it has your name in the audit trail as the notary who is the one that notarized that document. And if anybody tries to do something after that document is locked on Notary Hub, there's an audit trail that shows what happened after you, the notary, notarized that. And so I love that we've been able to bundle this while you subscribe to Notary Hub. It's one less step. You don't have to go somewhere else to buy it. We walk you through the approval process of getting that certificate approved, and we walk you through and train you how to use that certificate when you're locking and encrypting your documents at the end of a signing session. Like Megan said, we are happy to bring on IdenTrust certificates as well. So if you have an IdenTrust certificate, those work seamlessly on Notary Hub. It's just not a cloud-based certificate, and they tend to be about 30% more expensive than the SSL certificate we offer. So again, we're thinking about the notaries, trying to keep costs down, trying to keep things simple, but again, providing you all the options. So whatever is most comfortable for you, we're happy to accommodate.
Awesome. Next, we have signature placement and options upgrades. So this was birthed out of feedback. Signers can now adjust the size of their signature. They can choose between drawing or typing, reuse save signatures. And we've also created a new baseline alignment that ensures signatures sit properly on the line every time. So this came out of feedback and you asked, we provided. So that's just nice, more seamless. Our custom pricing with Self-Ron Plus, notaries can set and manage their own pricing for their Ron services, and you can earn 100% of custom fees and tailor rates by document type or client. And that just puts all the business control in your hands. We want you to make money. We want you to be successful. And so this is another way that we're giving you that flexibility to say, hey, no, I'm Megan Notary, I'm the best, and this is what I charge. Take it or leave it.
That's right. And one other thing that we didn't talk about this time, and I know we've talked about it in previous conversations with your community, Marcy, but we do have that notary storefront for independent notaries. It's essentially your online website, a presence for you to advertise your notary business. And the beauty of that storefront is you can customize it with a photo of yourself or a logo of your signing service, a bio about you, and more importantly, a place where your signers can upload their documents that they need notarized, and they can schedule directly with you on this notary storefront page. And then you can advertise this new feature that Megan just shared, that you've got your custom pricing. So you're not locked into any specific price that Notary Hub is going to dictate for you. You're really running your own show on Notary Hub. Oh boy, and a fire drill at my building. So sorry for that loud noise.
Oh,
I
Apologies.
I
didn't
we
hear it.
We didn't
Yeah.
hear it, but if you need to go, Terry, you
Yeah.
So
should
far,
go if
so
there's
far,
going to be a
so
fire.
good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. If that continues, I will mute my my
Okay, if you
voice.
run
So,
off, stay safe. Yeah.
Well,
okay. Oh,
yes.
oh, there we go.
Now, let me ask a question because I know notaries are concerned about this, rightfully so. There are some platforms that solicit their clientele. Talk to me about how Notary Hub handles it. Do you directly solicit to their clients or are their clients their clients?
Their clients are their clients.
That's
Yes,
perfect.
absolutely. Absolutely. This is your business. And what I love about, and we're going to talk about that page as well, but that business page that we provide, that storefront that we provide notaries is such an amazing marketing tool. We basically give you a website for nothing. I mean, our fees are just minimal. And you can immediately, you sign up with Notary Hub, you have a storefront. You can put that QR code on any business card, whether you're part of, your local chapter of different things, your
LinkedIn,
having
social
Swiss cheese brain.
media,
Yeah, all
however you
your
want to.
yeah,
Yeah.
any group, anywhere that you market, you have this page immediately for scheduling. Like Terry said, bio, if you speak multiple languages, it's just a great way. They can upload documents. It's an incredible tool that we've provided to notaries.
Yeah, and that comes with the subscription. So above and beyond the RON compliant platform, again, this is where we're coming from. We're really thinking about you, the notary, and empowering you to grow your business.
Yep, absolutely. All right. And then our last couple here, waive signing notifications. This is huge for you, notary. On Notary Hub, we do have signing requests come in organically. So when you're sitting on Notary Hub, you will get signing requests coming in. And we wanted to make sure that every notary had a fair shot to grab those when they come in. And as Ron expands, those are going to flow in a lot faster in the next year for sure. So we wanted to make sure that we had a fair system set up. So we call it our waves signing notification that sends smaller waves out and gives smaller groups of notaries a chance to grab it. So you're not sitting on a giant national platform fighting with, thousands of other notaries for the same job. So it's just smarter tools.
Yeah, and one of the things
And
I'll mention on that too is, there are platforms out there that you can just sit around and get opportunities. Our platform so far we're not set up that way, and in all transparency, that's not who we are. We're really here to help you grow and market your business. But as Megan said, as signers start to learn more and more that you don't have to drive and meet a traditional notary, word's getting out, and so we're starting to see a big uptick in those organic opportunities, and so we want to reward our self-runs, our independent notaries on our platform.
yeah. And to Terry's point, while we didn't build Notary Hub for this purpose, it truly was built. We want you to build a business and we're equipping you with those tools. We're also on our end working to bring you more organic signings. And that is part of our commitment to you is as we grow this, we're all just working together to make sure that everybody has the business that they want. So lastly, our signing toolkit. We have now allowed you what I love about Notary Hub. And when I first joined Notary Hub and started Ron, I was super intimidated. I'm not going to lie. I am not of boomer age, but I'm close. But it made me feel really old. I'm not gonna lie. So what I loved about Notary Hub was the talk track right there, that whether I wanted to use the one provided for me or customize it, I was able to have every word I had to say, no matter how nervous I was, whether I was trusting Notary Hub's wording or whether I wanted to customize it a bit. So it's a great tool, and we've provided that for you. So um, we let you kind of put in your own talk, customize it, but we also have, we have guidelines and make sure that you're staying compliant and consistent. And so we really do support you along every step of the way. So, all right, let's move on to
I have
what,
one
yeah,
question, Megan, if I could ask.
yes.
Someone wants to know, how do they become an on-demand notary for Notary Hub? Are there special qualifications or certifications that they need once they're onboarded in order to get those offers?
I love that question. I'll take the first stab at it here, and then Megan, you can I don't know if you want to foreshadow what we've
No,
got
you
coming
go ahead. You got
soon,
it.
but
You got it.
no, it's again that comes with our subscription. We've really chosen to not add a bunch of different a la carte fees, or make the pricing complex. It's really all in one. So our pricing is very simple. And once you're onboarded and live on Notary Hub, you'll be qualified to accept any of those organic opportunities. I do want to emphasize again, though, if you're looking for a platform to just sit around and wait for signings, that's not us. You could do that. It doesn't cost a lot to join, so you could definitely do that and pick up a signing a month and definitely overpay for what you paying to join Notary Hub. But we really want to empower you to advertise that storefront and go out there and get signers to come straight to your notary storefront.
Exactly. Yeah. And just to piggyback and speak briefly to what Terry was alluding to, we do have a new program coming out where we are gathering a more elite group of our RON notaries who are really experienced and have that confidence and the reps and the practice under their belt that will get a higher level of certification through Notary Hub. We're going to be launching that later this year. So it's really exciting. We will have more information on our website, more information in our newsletter that'll be coming out. But it is called Notary Hub Signature Certified. And so our goal is for our power users and those RON users that are just, they've committed, right? They've done the practice sessions, they have reps under their belt. Then they take an extra level of training through us at Notary Hub. Then you actually get an icon on your account. And when we do have these white glove clients that want us to provide notaries, those notaries will get first dibs at those jobs. Yeah. So
We
there is
want
some
you.
exciting things coming.
We want you, all you experienced
Yes, we do.
traditional or
We
remote
do.
online notaries, and even if you're still, getting an uptick, we'll help
Hmm.
uplift you and train you in this certified program, which will give you, like Megan said, first access and keep you busy on our
Yes.
platform.
Yes. That is the
Thank
goal.
you. That was super helpful. I appreciate both of you.
Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly touch on these. I think we're all somewhat familiar here. And Marcy, I'd love for you to chime in where you have more information than us. But these are just kind of some big picture things that have happened in 2025 that kind of set the stage for 2026, right? So big picture, remote online notarization is now legal in 45 states plus DC, which means we're finally to a point where it isn't, the question isn't if Ron is coming, but it's kind of when will your state catch up. So the latest to join the club were Massachusetts and Illinois in 2024, and DC followed after. And even California, the same state that like takes a committee meeting to schedule another committee meeting, has passed its Ron law. And that was back in 2023. True to form, though, it is rolling out in phases and could take up to 2030 to go live. That being said, what this tells us is Ron is no longer an experiment. It's an infrastructure. And as adoption spreads and notaries who embrace it early are going to be the ones that clients turn to when the rest of the market catches up. So we're tracking that for you guys. Um, Another big thing we're seeing, again, which we've talked about, is standards are tightening with identity proofing and platform controls. The wild, wild west days of Ron are officially over. Since 2020, we've seen what works, what doesn't, and what keeps lenders and title companies up at night. And a lot of that boils down to identity proofing. And so the industry has learned some hard lessons about KBA questions, liveness detection, and what reasonable certainty really means when you're verifying someone through a webcam. So MISMO, the standards body that guides the mortgage industry, is now releasing its RON standards kind of 2.0. So you can kind of think of it like as the HOA for RON platforms. You have more rules and more accountability, but your neighborhood is cleaner and there isn't like a bright green house next door, right? So
I love how you said that. That's such a great analogy.
it's
Yeah.
good for all of us.
Yeah.
So what it means for us as notaries, right, is it means more reliable technology, better audit trails, like Terry was saying. And yeah, you're going to have a few extra hoops to jump through, but those hoops protect you as well as your signers and the mortgage and lenders. So if something ever gets challenged, that extra compliance layer could be the difference between a 5-minute question or like a 5-month headache. So you're just going to be seeing a lot of that. So heightened fraud awareness and policy proposals. You've probably, if you're following industry news, you know that fraud has been making headlines and, not the fun kind of headlines. We're seeing more cases of seller impersonation fraud, someone pretending to own a property they don't, and some states are reacting really fast. Arizona lawmakers even proposed rolling back certain RON permissions for real estate deals. Georgia went the opposite direction, drafting a bill that adds RON, but with extra liability guardrails for notaries and platforms. So really, it matters for us because every news story about AI-based identity theft or deed fraud, it lands on a policymaker's desk. And the result is there's more scrutiny on how we verify identity, how we store our recordings, and how we report suspicious behavior. So if you ever get kind of frustrated by all the extra check this box steps, remember that those steps exist because someone somewhere didn't have them and something went very wrong. Lastly, we're seeing administrative modernization and guidance. And so the biggest example of this is Texas. Now, I wouldn't say they're getting it 100% right, but they are leading the way on modernization. And what that means is the Secretary of States now are saying, okay, Ron is here to stay. We need to update our platforms and our portals for the Ron and to help you, to help guide you and renew and be compliant all in one place. But it also provides that transparency and accountability for you and the state. So we're starting to see other states do this as well. They're updating their online commission processes. They're clarifying rules for RON vendors and publishing clear guidance. We're seeing states, come to us with, hey, we're now requiring this and that, and we're having to prove that we're compliant and we're working with them. So it's not just the kind of modernization that signals that states are kind of tolerating RON, but they're actually investing in RON, which is awesome for you as a notary, as a RON notary, building these skills and getting on these platforms. So the government tech is finally catching up with the notary tech. And when that happens, it makes everyone's life easier, from the new notary trying to get commissioned to the seasoned pro just managing hundreds of signings a month. This is all going to help us, and we're all moving in the same direction. So it's becoming the standard, not the exception, which is what this tells us, that states are now investing in this. All right. Anything to add, Marcy or Terry, on kind of what you've
Well,
seen?
I know that Marcy is such a dynamo and an influence in New York specifically. You've been such an incredible influence on making sure that the RON laws are up to date and protecting notaries and signers. I don't know if you wanted to add anything there, Marcy, on what you're working on.
Yeah, I think, there's work to be done, certainly here in New York and other states as well. And I'm not going to say that that's not the case, especially as we see the evolution of, what's happening out there in the fraud space. Certainly, that changes how we react to that, but certainly the adaptation of what was great at one point maybe has to be revisited going forward, right? And I think that that's going to be the case for a lot of the states who maybe adapted laws years ago and now are looking what's
Mhm.
happening now, or even a short period of time things have happened. I mean, we're seeing on our side more lenders and title companies asking for the recordings
Hmm.
at the time the documents are being executed because they want to hold and store that as well, right? Something
Mm.
that we didn't see earlier. And that's not indicative of maybe the notary being fraudulent or the borrower having, issues, but really that recording is just a central piece of what goes on out there. So I think that, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's here to stay. Ron is not going away anytime soon. And I think slowly we're seeing these other industries, government entities coming along and saying, okay, well, we can't stop, right? Progress. It,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But how do we make sure that this is safe for everyone involved? And that it makes sense for what we're trying to do or accomplish. So I would agree that we're starting to see some changes out there in some of the states. I think that we're going to see that as well. And the last few to have not adopted yet, I think there's like 3 holdouts, right? And then
Yeah.
maybe some of the other states who adopted like a version of Run. I think we're going to see in the next year or so them. I think they've waited out to see what everyone else is doing and how it looks there, and then they're going to roll out as well. So I would agree with everything that you said here. We're definitely on the precipice of what are the changes that are going to get made out there, and how are they going to affect the notaries.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. And Marcy, I'm just going to have you interrupt me also when we get to a place in time and we have to go to Q&A. We've been so chatty. I'm sure have more content than we need. So I am going to rush through a little bit the next, just discussing AI quickly. But yeah, please interrupt me on time.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we have no questions at the moment. So you just
Okay.
keep going until you run out of content or I run out of time. How's that?
I love it. Perfect.
All
All right.
right.
So we know AI is here. What does that mean for us with Ron, right? So some of the positive impacts are AI for error checking. So it's one of the biggest wins. AI automatically checking for errors. Imagine you have 10 documents, 40 signer fields, you're racing against a clock. A human can miss a tiny signature box or misaligned page number, something off by one. And AI can just spot these faster and flag anomalies like unusual formatting or mismatched data. And so this really helps you clean it up quickly before you hit send. So what that means for you is fewer rejected filings, less rework, and just more confidence in general. So some platforms are using machine learning to cross-check facial features or data fields and catch mismatches that a human might miss. So uh, what it means in plain English when you hear that AI-driven error detection, in plain English, it just means less busy work, fewer incorrect docs, and more time for the human part of notarizing, which is what we all want to do. Next, the automation of communication. So another growing area where AI is making a real impact is communication. Think of AI as like a digital assistant that helps manage the flow of information between you, your clients, your signers. It can send reminders about upcoming appointments, follow up after a session to confirm the document delivery, or even help answer routine questions like what forms of ID are accepted or how long a session takes. These systems work quietly in the background, helping you stay responsive without spending your entire day answering messages or managing schedules. So the result is just smoother coordination, happier clients, and more time for you to focus on, again, say it with me, the notarial act itself, right? So, all right. Awesome. And then the fraud risk, detection that we talked about there. That just helps with the tampering and make sure that we have all those tools. So, okay, I'm going to skip some of my stuff here. Some of the risks and threats. The deep fakes of faces, voices, or documents that criminals may use generative AI to spoof identities. Deep fakes and generative AI spoofs faces, voices, forged IDs, altered documents. They pose an elevated identity fraud risk in RON environments. The algorithmic bias and false positives. That is, AI models may lead to incorrect verification results or disparate impacts on different signer populations. Um, some of that, like opacity, the explainability issues, the lack of transparency in AI decision making, those black box models can complicate audits, regulatory review, and notary liability when a decision support system is used. And lastly, over-reliance on AI automation with a lack of human review, it risks missing contextual cues or legal subtleties that only a trained notary can detect. So, just some of the takeaways. This isn't to scare you, right? We just want to educate ourselves. But some of the takeaways and the things that you can do right away are always to maintain that human review layer in any AI assisted identity or document checks. It aligns with best practice articles, which kind of help stress the notarial judgment remains non-delegable. You cannot say, okay, AI, be a notary for me, right? It's a tool, it's a help, but always keep that human check. And then require your platform to provide explainable AI and transparency into how it was used. So if you have a platform that is using a lot of AI, have them explain what that is and at what time that comes in. Because as the notary, as you know, you are responsible to speak for your process. So you want to keep a log or a snapshot of any AI decisions or overrides, which would help you defend your notarial judgment if it was challenged. Um, and then document your role as the notary in the AI process, noting when you stepped in, exercised discretion, or overrode an AI suggestion. It helps clarify that line between AI as a tool and you as the notary. Um, So just to wrap that up, like stay current with vendor updates, model changes. It's going to be in the fine print, I'm sure, but you guys just be aware of it, that it's there and you need to it's on you to verify that the version you're using meets the latest standards, regulatory expectations. You know, at Notary Hub, we want to protect you, and compliance is really important to us. But at the end of the day, you as the notary, whatever platform you're on, it is your responsibility on that document that you're notarizing.
What I love
Um,
about this is, and I'm going to jump in for one quick
yeah,
minute, and I'm going to digress just for purposes of explanation. I have a
yeah.
small Etsy store, and some changes recently have been if you utilize AI at all, whether to create your design or work in your descriptions or any of those things, you have to disclose both to Etsy and to the consumer that AI was used in that. And I think that that's something that we're going to see more and more in all of the places, right? Not because AI is bad or terrible, it's because it's just another layer of uh, accountability, right? And being upfront with the consumer. So it seems strange to be having this conversation, I know, but in other places, they're already having these conversations.
Hmm.
So I wanted to throw this out here for notaries out there who may use it. And listen, I use AI all the time, right? I use it to help write letters and come up with brainstorming ideas, or I throw something in there, or I just did it to try to pick my lottery numbers for my new subscription. Um, all the
Love it.
things, right? I don't know if it's gonna it tells you right away too. Don't count on this, Marcy. That's not how the lottery works, which was
If we
hilarious.
don't
And
see
that,
Marcy next week, she won the
yeah,
lottery and
true.
bye.
And this was a true digression from the conversation. But what I'm getting at, I think, is that we're really trying to see more transparency in all of the
Yeah.
places. So there's nothing wrong with using AI for on the periphery for things, but you really want to be cautious about when you're using AI in your notarial practice, what you're using it for, how you're using it, and then making sure that that's good for your state, right? They may have rules and regulations about that. And I think
Yeah.
we're going to see more of that in the industry. But
Yep.
certainly also the disclosure piece as well. So I will turn it back to you guys.
Exactly. And that's kind of, we go now into the ethics around it, right? So, technology moves fast, and ethics is kind of what keeps a notary profession trustworthy. These aren't just nice ideas, they're the lines that protect your commission, your reputation, and your client's confidence. So, again, go through these real quick. The duty to refuse when identity is uncertain. If you're not 100% confident in someone's identity, you stop that notarization, period. And in Ron, that can feel really tricky because the signer is like halfway across the country, or maybe their lighting is bad or their camera lags, but your job hasn't changed. And if you can't confidently say, that is the person in front of me, then you must refuse them. And, you can do it politely, like for your protection in mind, I can't proceed until your ID can be verified. It's not being difficult, it's being professional. And it's really just the refusal is your safeguard, right? Um, we all know avoid conflicts of interest. We all know it, but it's worth repeating. Protect signer privacy, confidentiality, data security. This can come in with some AI stuff. So be careful as you're using tools. Understand what is that NPI information? What are those things, those details, deeds, wills, financial statements, and how they travel through the internet, how you share documents. Just make sure you're on a secure platform and you're doing it the right way. Treat people's information digitally carefully and protect them. You are the gatekeeper between your signer's most private data and the digital world. So just, you have to really think a little differently in Ron there. And then to Marcy's point, disclose when AI is part of the process, right? It's a new one, but it's becoming more important every day that if you have AI systems assisting you, verifying identity, scanning documents, managing communications, you want to be transparent. Um, your signer deserves to know like who or what was part of the notarization, and it only builds trust and helps demystify the process. You don't have to give a TED talk on machine learning, but a simple line like our system uses automated ID verification technology to confirm your credentials before we begin. And that's fine. And transparency equals confidence, right? Maintain your journal and records scrupulously. In remote environment, your journal isn't just a notebook. It is literally your legal lifeline. It documents who you served, how you verified identity, what you notarized. So you want to treat it almost like evidence because it's exactly what it becomes if something is ever challenged. So make sure your entries are complete, legible, stored securely. And don't forget, in most states, you have to retain your RON recordings for years. Every state has a different one. But you want to know what your state requires and make sure whatever platform you're on, that they are storing it and that they are compliant. So next, just some practical self-protection tips. Again, these are all things that we know. Keep records for the retention. Use the platform's terminate button if a session brings up those red flags for you. Um, insist on liability clauses, educate clients ahead of time about identity requirements, and again, use those disclaimers for the AI assisted steps. At the end of the day, protecting yourself isn't about paranoia, it's about professionalism. And every safeguard you put in place, the records you keep, the sessions you end, the clients you educate, all build a wall of integrity around your business. Technology may change the way we notarize, but ethics and accountability will always be your strongest defense. And then just some New York specific pressure points, right? New York isn't just another notary jurisdiction. It's the financial heartbeat of our country, as you guys know. And every day, billions of dollars move through contracts, securities, commercial deals that depend on notarization to stand up in court. And so that means the stakes for accuracy and ethics are enormous. So yeah, you all know this, but in a state where half of Wall Street's paperwork runs through a notary seal, your stamp carries more weight than you might realize. So, whether it's a real estate closing, a commercial loan package, securities filing, your role isn't really procedural, it's foundational. If there's ever a dispute, these notarized signatures become part of an evidence chain. So, we have heightened scrutiny in New York courts. Uh, but if you followed the law, maintained good records, you'll be fine. And if something was skipped, even unintentionally, your notarization could be thrown out and the transaction could unravel. So let's just be really clear and make sure that we're doing this the right way. The end of the day, working in New York means operating at the top of your professional game. The clients there expect precision and the courts demand it. So good news is stay diligent, document everything, use compliant technology, and hold firm to your ethical standards. And you'll not only protect yourself, but you'll stand out as the kind of notary that is trusted for the most important deals in the country.
Beautiful. Well stated.
Thank you, sir. All right, and I just want to wrap up here. I know we're losing some time, but as a business person and a notary, I really wanted to give you guys just a couple tools, and we'll share this deck out. But understanding how to manage your calendar is really helpful in your notary business. And as you know, we mentioned before, we do give you that storefront, and people can schedule there. But I just wanted to give you a couple tips really quick. At how you can kind of build your business and be really efficient. So use the buffered scheduling to mitigate tech risks or signer delays. That is giving yourself time, some of those things like that. So the immediate actions, we're going to go down to that there. All right. So audit your last 20 sessions. Where were delays or where did tech kind of cause issues? And set your buffer. Set a smart calendar. Don't schedule one after another. It's going to cause stress and frustration. And as you know, rushing through a RON signing is like harder than an in-person, I think, because if technology isn't exactly your best friend that day, you're going to regret that. Set your peak hours. There are peak hours for you guys. Make more money, or you can make more money. We provide you the opportunity to charge more, or just limit how many people you accept, but be really smart about that. And then I always recommend to reserve admin blocks. Your business people too. You got to get that money flowing in. And so be sure to give yourself that time. Time management is money management. And if you can free up even just an extra hour a day through smarter scheduling, better boundaries and automation, that's about 5 hours a week that you can, make more money. So it's not the Powerball jackpot like Marcy's going to win, but for notaries who adopt it, it's a good way to make sure you're making more money. All right, and why it matters for New York notaries, just briefly. So, the legal and commercial climate demands permission, precision, traceability, resilience, and advanced tools will help you protect in the high stakes market. You're going to build trust, right? It strengthens compliance and credibility, and it gives you that competitive edge to modernize and using modern tools. All right, so I ran through that.
And you did a great job. Lots of information in this hour. I'm so pleased with how much we got through, actually.
Yay, I know. I rushed that, but I don't know if you share out the deck, Marcy, but people can go through this at their own pace if they want. But I will throw it back to Terry to kind of wrap it up for us.
Yeah, again, I want to thank you, Marcy, for having us today and including us to share so many platform centric, features that we have, but also just pertinent information moving into this digital age with AI and even just the scheduling features that Megan was just sharing. Those tips are just so important, and I appreciate hearing those again, even if I think I know them. They're great refreshers. So again, we just encourage all of you to keep being rock stars. Notaries, we love you, and we're here to welcome you aboard. I know there were some people that were asking, how do we sign up? And so we're sharing right now on a screen a discount code because you're here with Marcy, um, because of her connection with us and our connection with her. We're making Notary Hub even more affordable for you with a discount to our platform. So you can follow that QR code, and there's a link as well on Marcy's affiliate page. And we're just here. Our staff is here. You'll feel all the love from us, and we can't wait to welcome you aboard.
I love that you said that because of my connection. I never have connections, I feel like. So, yay for Marcy. Makes
We
me
all
feel
make
so,
each other cooler.
yeah, like I love that. So if anybody's watching this, although we did record it under NYNA and it is on our NYNA page, we also have the umbrella of PNS and Notary Life. So we cover notaries across the country. If you are not from New York specifically, it doesn't matter. You can still use this code. We're more than happy. And let's just talk about, other than the states that don't allow for Ron currently, Terry, are there any states that you guys don't operate in?
Yeah, there's about 10 to 12 right now that
Okay,
we're not live in, that are on our roadmap. In 2026. We're gonna check the box and complete all of
great.
those as well. So
So
you
can
can
they
check
just
it out
check that on your website, or can they drop you a quick,
either way.
contact me to find out? All
Yeah,
right, great. So
either way. Yeah. Yeah, just reach out.
Yeah, if you're not sure, definitely reach out. We should be listed on your Secretary of State approved platforms if we're on there. But yeah, info@notaryhub.com. Please reach out to us. Or top secret, our names at notaryhub.com go straight to us. So
That's true.
Megan or Terry are here to help you. But the info will get you the fastest answer. That goes to our team. And we're happy to answer any questions. Or yeah, pop into an open office hours. Let us help you. Let us chat. So let's figure it out together.
I'm going to give you all a minute to put any questions you might have in the chat out there. Certainly, you have the QR code, and I just dropped the link to our resources page.
Perfect.
Scroll down, Notary Hub is on there, and we'll get this recording up in the next couple of days as well. I really appreciate all the time out here. So now I'll ask a couple questions because I'm nosy and like to know things. Um, where do you see Notary Hub like going in the next year or so? Like, do you have big plans, things that you plan on doing or expanding, things that you're waiting to see on the industry? Like, where are you guys moving to?
I love that question. Well, first and foremost, we'll always continue to listen to notaries. So that's always a running theme with Notary Hub. So we'll constantly be listening and building and developing new features from feedback. So keep talking to us. But I would say beyond that, we're working on a major strategic partnership right now with an alliance that's going to keep our notaries very busy. So we've evolved as a platform and grown structurally where we're trusted. And like we've talked about, we've really been a platform where notaries can grow their own business. And we're now going to be aligning ourselves with more of a B2B situation where we're going to be bringing more transactions to our notary population. So this is a phenomenal time. If you're not already a notary hubber, come join us because you start getting used to our tools because we'll be keeping you busy. And then alongside that, Megan talked about our Notary Hub signature certified status where you'll attain that accreditation that's going to be wanted in the notary industry, and we're really excited about that, and Megan can share more about that too.
Yeah, I'll share. I mean, I'll share more when it comes out, but it's
Yeah,
exciting. It
that's
just gives
true.
you that extra
We're
level
teasing
of
it.
like,
We're teasing
listen,
it.
yeah, we're going to tease you a little bit.
Yeah.
But what I love about it as a notary, I considered myself top tier, as did my clients because I was great at it. I still am. But what this does is it gives you for your marketing, it just gives you that extra level of I have a certificate. I've been through training, I've proven myself, and you have obtained that status, which not only will bring you more business, but it just gives confidence to your clients when you have that signature certified icon on your storefront. That provides confidence to your signers, and it will, and then you can use it in advertising and marketing, and it's just going to be awesome. We're really excited, and I'm really excited about this strategic partnership because I want you guys to make more money, so
That's right.
So
get more
since
work.
I'm a connection, I'm gonna I'm taking advantage of this now. I assume that when you guys are at the point to launch, you're gonna come back and talk to us all about this. Is
Of
that
Oh my
course.
gosh, I just heard another invite. I'm so thrilled.
right?
But this time, let's just, Terry, we'll go to New York. We're just going to sit with Marcy and we're going to just do our little collab. And yeah, we'll do something fun.
Okay,
How about
you can definitely come, but if you're talking
that?
about like January-ish or not,
Let's
I
plan
will
something fun.
remind
Well,
you, I'm a little
We'll
bit
bring
in
our
that snow
snowshoes.
belt up
that's
here,
true.
so
That's true.
I'd love to have you, but you better
All
pack your
right.
winter
Well, maybe
boots.
not Perth. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, but of course we will definitely be talking to you guys about it. But please follow our socials. That's going to be a great way to know what's happening. Read our newsletters, open them. They're super informative. They come out. We have something for you every 6 weeks. It's not a lot. We don't want to inundate your inbox, but we want you to know what's coming up. What is some of the new legislature, what Notary Hub is doing, and we have these exciting new programs that the notaries that are following us will get first looks at. But yes, we will definitely come back and chat with you guys.
I so appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much for the good information that you gave. And,
Thank
you know,
you.
really, I think explaining what your platform does, what sets you apart, all of those things. There are a lot of platforms out there, right? And I think that, I talk to notaries all the time and I'm like, they'll say, what's the best one? I'm like, I have no idea what the best one is. What it's up to you, right? What
Yeah.
works for you, for your business, for your financial plan, what's easy for you to use, what's easy for your signers to use, right? We all have these different things. So it's nice to actually give them the opportunity to kind of see in real life here a little bit about what you each have to offer. So you guys were amazing. I so appreciate you. Thank you for everyone who attended or everyone who's watching. Make sure that you follow Notary Hub on their social. I never remember to say this. Make sure that you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I remember this like every 5 videos, so go figure. Um, I try my best. But make sure that you're following all of us, right? Give Notary Hub a try. We have a discount. There's an opportunity here to see if this fits your business. Terry and Megan, thank you so much. I so appreciate you again. We will
Thank
be
you.
talking,
Thank you.
my notary nerd friends, in a few months, I assume.
Yes, let's do it.
Great.
I love
All
it.
right.
Thank you, everybody.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.